And so the other game I've been playing, and just came out today, was Ni no Kuni 2. Was a big fan of Ni no Kuni 1. And go get some water now. I refuse. And so I hadn't even really been watching much Ni no Kuni 2. I saw the reveal trailer and I was in. I don't need to see more. I don't need to know more. I'm all in on Ni no Kuni. And I think I played about 5 hours of it today. The luxury of having Fridays off. Uh, and I really, really, really enjoy it. It does feel kind of like a JRPG sped up. There are moments where, oh, you went over here, like, I don't trust you, and then you'll do like a quest for 30 minutes, and they'll come back. They're like, oh, we're best friends now. All right, well, fine. It does seem to kind of skip over a lot of necessary time involved for some of these characters to make the reactions that they do. I may not have money, but do you suggest it? Well, maybe I'll play it. I'll stream it tomorrow, and you can kind of base it on that. But it's a JRPG, but and you're gonna see the battles coming up. It's done. The first one had Studio Ghibli's involvement. This one doesn't. It just kind of has the style of it, it's also got this kind of two worlds thing going on, where there's the real world and then this world, and this man I'm controlling right now is sucked into this other world, and he's walking on treasure chests. But the first game, you were collecting Pokemon type of creatures. In this game, you're not. You have more direct control over the battles. You had kind of limited direct control before, where you would tell them to attack and they just kind of would. You could move them around, but they would kind of attack on their own. Now you're in direct control. Light attack, heavy attack. You have special moves. You can switch to the other characters. You can jump in battle. It's a very fast-paced battle system. It almost feels like a Tales game. I don't know if you've played any of those. I know I've mentioned them before. I think I did Tales of Berseria, talk about that. It feels like a pretty damn good Tales battle system in this. And I love that. It's a ton of fun. I'm sitting there grinding for no reason, just killing these dudes on the overworld because it loads quick enough to where I pop in, beat up this weird little fox man, get a bunch of loot. Every single monster, which I think is fun, every single monster drops two things of loot, basically. Like, here's a random material. I don't even know what it's used for, but here it is on the floor. Whee! I think that's fun. I really enjoy that. The art style is very, very gorgeous. I think it's stunning to see in motion some of these things. The story is interesting enough so far. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier with it all cuts ahead very quickly to where it needs to go. Oh, my daughter's kidnapped. Okay, I'll go rescue her. Oh, you did? Okay, now we're friends. We were going to kill you earlier, but now we're friends. All right, well, that was quick. That was a quick turnaround. It does that, but it kind of all feels lighthearted and childlike. It's not a hardcore grind. It's not Final Fantasy 11, where you're going to be stuck grinding on a bat for 20 hours. And I really enjoy it. I don't know. It's just a ton of fun. This gameplay needs to get to the next part where there's combat happening. You can dodge. This does bring up an interesting point. There's been a couple of games I've played recently. I feel like I've changed the default controls. Oh, it was Celeste, where I was playing, which I really enjoyed, but I never really got to talk about. Really enjoyed Celeste, but its controls, like, it tells you, oh, press this button to jump, but you can also press X to jump, but you can also press triangle to jump, but it never tells you, and I'd rather press triangle to jump. And like, you can press circle to dash, but you can also press square to dash, and then it'll do these things like, oh, press R2 to cling to a ledge. And I'm like, that's stupid. I don't like that button. Can I press R1? Yes. Why didn't you tell me that? Can I press L1? Yes. Well, that's the button I want to press. But, oh, I'm just going to tell you R2, and you're not going to tell me I can do the other button? It's just really stupid. So this game kind of has that same quote-unquote problem where I changed out the default controls for rolling and dodging. First of all, it wants you to dodge, I think, by moving the left stick and then doing L1 to dodge in battle, and it's just not intuitive. It doesn't work half the time, it feels like to me. It just doesn't make any sense. I ended up changing it to the A button, which is used for almost nothing in battles, to be the dodge button, because it made no sense to have it on the shoulder buttons with the other shit I was doing. It's just weird that I feel like that's a more preferred way to play the game. Anyway, so we're getting to the combat eventually. Other characters take place in the battle. You have kind of 3 weapons that you can equip at a time. That's what's happening right here. And it has this gauge that goes up to 100%. When you get it to 100%, if you do a skill with that, it does a more powerful version of that skill. And then it switches to another weapon. So you kind of want to have one of the 3 weapons at 100% at all times, so you could switch to it and do like a cool super move. And it is interesting to have a bunch of weapons and a bunch of loot where, I can equip 3 weapons and a ranged weapon. It's kind of nice to have all these different weapons. Oh, that's just a sword, but this is a fire sword. So now I'm switching to that one and seeing what that one does in the middle of a battle. And that's pretty cool. There's also, what was the other thing? There's a bunch of stuff going on in the battle. There's these little higgledy things, which are like Pikmin sprites that kind of pop into the battle, and they kind of assist with healing or attacking, and if they do a little circle on the ground, you walk over to it and activate it, and they do an attack, and that's cool. I like that. There's base building, which I'm just starting to get to, I believe, where you're establishing your kingdom. I just did a skirmish, which is a really strange word, where you kind of control units around Evan, which is the main character, cat dude, and you're fighting other mobs of enemies all on the map, and you're not fighting the same way you were before. And I really want to get to the base building stuff, because someone had said it was kind of like Civilization. I think that's super cool to have in a JRPG like this, that it does feel lighthearted and for kids, quote unquote. It's not a hardcore RPG. In fact, it kind of goes out of its way to not show you stats. Like, it doesn't show you, you gained 5 experience points for beating this boss or whatever. It just like, you get experience, and there's a bar. There's a bar that when the bar reaches the top, you've got experience, you've leveled up. Really the only stats you can look at, and they're in the menu. It has all your normal attack and defense stats, but it kind of hides a lot of them for the normal gameplay, except for attack. It kind of simplifies it, and I like that. And in that way, it's another aspect of the game that makes it feel like it is a streamlined JRPG, where you're not sitting here. I'm not going to be playing this game for 100 hours unless I want to. Just like, it's not going to be 100 hours to get to the end. And that's what people are kind of saying, that it's going to be a more 30-hour to finish the story, and that's fine, because I'll do extra, and I'll do, this random quest over here, and I want to explore most of the map. Like, that's what I'm into, so that's cool to me. I don't need to see every single little thing, but I like that it's sped up, especially in the days of, much as I liked Final Fantasy 13, the whole joke with that of, play 30 hours, and then once you get to it, it gets good, which I disagree. I think it was good the whole time, but it does open up 30 hours in, and this game doesn't do that. After the opening sequence, which is a fun hour or so, now you're off on the overworld, and you can just explore, like, what's over here, what's over there. There's constantly things to pick up, which I think is super smart and rewarding. Like I said, when you defeat an enemy in battle, it's flashy, fast, and it drops 2 items, and I don't even care what any of these items are for. I like picking them up. There's items in the overworld. You don't have to press A to pick it up. You just walk over it and you have it. The only thing you have to activate is a treasure chest, of which of course there are, because it's a JRPG. Come on, get it through your head. That's what these games are. And so if I think I've done maybe, I guess this is the first dungeon thing, which have I even fought anything in this stupid gameplay? Good God. Ridiculous. because the battle system's a ton of fun. As soon as I started changing and fiddling with the controls and got it down to something that was a little smarter than I feel like the ones they gave you, because it was like, press L1 to guard, but if you moving the control stick and you press that button, then you dodge roll. But if you press to block and you're holding that, you can't dodge roll out of it. Like, it doesn't make any sense why I can't dodge roll out of that. So that's why I changed the buttons. It's a whole nonsense. It's just a disaster. So change that, and then really enjoyed it. What else is going on in Ni no Kuni 2 besides the just beautiful style? And this stupid little basement cellar I'm in does not sell it very well. But there's so many cool vistas, even 5 hours into the game, that just stunning to look at. And it really does have that Ghibli style throughout. You're a little king boy, who is, there's a coup, and oh no, not king boy anymore. So now you're going to go and make your own kingdom, which is fine. But it does, this is another aspect of, oh, we'll join up with you. Like, why? Why would this group of pirate people join up with me so easily, and now we're gonna start a nation together, and I'm a king, and I don't... Okay, fine, whatever. I guess it makes sense to somebody somewhere. That's how kings and like fealty works, I guess. Fealty? Have I fought anything in this gameplay? Good God. It's so much fun. There's even air combos. Other little attacks you can do. Come on, little dude. This guy you're playing as Roland, he came from the other world, which is interesting. I hope they're going to go back to that. Ding dong well. Here it is. See, that's something you can collect on the ground? Hell yeah. Just give me all this crap. Let me collect all of it. What is that? A dollop of crude sap. I don't know what that's for, but I want it. I want all of it. When I'm going to build my kingdom, which is going to be the best kingdom, obviously. Stupid tutorials, I swear to God. Here you go, this is the combat. But I want all the sap when I'm making my kingdom. And so at any point during this, and it's also cool because it just takes place on the field and nothing happens. There's no screen. It basically only stops for you to do a little flourish at the end of a battle, and then you just keep walking around. I think that's super cool. It's handled the best I've seen in a JRPG. Most JRPGs do not do stuff like that. The overworld battles do take place on a separate map, but it's like a quick load in, load out. This handles that very well, this other aspect of in the dungeon. But it's very fun. I mean, this is my first 5 hours of the game. Very much what I wanted, because as much as I liked the Pokemon aspect of the first game, it gets so obnoxious with it, where you have 3 characters, and then you have each of those characters has 3 Pokemons, and then you can evolve some of them, and then if you feed food to this one, it raises its attack, and you gotta think of what food to feed this, and so you're just getting a lot of nonsense. This seems to have replaced the nonsense with the fast battle system, which is awesome, and building a kingdom, which is something we don't really do a lot in JRPGs. And you got the Ghibli aesthetic, I'm there, 100% there. No other questions from the peanut gallery? No. Good. Somehow, I thought I'd have more to say about this than Sea of Thieves, but Sea of Thieves, when all you have to say about something is that it's really enjoyable, not a lot to say. So Delphox, let me know if I should stream that. It'll be this or Heavy Rain or Sea of Thieves. You let me know. Because I don't know. Hell if I know. Hell if Sea of Thieves will even work. You know what I mean? It's like the game that could work but never does. I just love picking up trash off the floor. And any game that lets me do that, this is where I discovered there's a jump button, because the game never tells you there's a jump button. I'm like, am I stuck down here? Alright, I'll continue Heavy Rain. Thank you. You literally didn't even need to correct that because I didn't notice. But that's where I discovered the jump button. And you could jump And I'm super excited that you can jump. I love jumping in every game ever. Jumping! There you go, get some more combat in. This is the beginning area, so obviously the guys are just kind of standing around. But it is super flashy and fun looking, and it's a ton of fun to do. It's just fun. It's easy, and you're kind of just mowing down dudes, but it is a ton of fun. And there's a treasure chest. I got sorta. You're just constantly getting stuff, and it might be nonsense. It might all be garbage, and I think it is all garbage, to tell you the truth. But it's enjoyable garbage. Look at that garbage. I'm jumping. Oh, there's more trash on the floor for me to pick up. Hell yeah. Let's pick up all this trash. I'm hopping, I'm jumping. Alright. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta know about Ni no Kuni 2. There's a lot of trash to pick up off the floor. And as soon as you're done picking it up, you go pick up some more trash. And that sounds negative. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not negative. I want to start playing as the other people too, because they have like the one girl has spears and the other guy has hammers. I'm gonna start diversifying my gambits. All right, with no one else here except for me, obviously, and there's like a scratch on my arm. I don't know. Am I dying? What's happening? We will end the show a little bit early. Thanks a lot, Joel's rug, for needing to be cleaned. Thanks a lot. Blaming him for all the problems. Since he told me about this. Well, let's look at the clock. Let's see. An hour ago. I'm under the weather and unable to go up my stairs because we have people cleaning our carpets. Yeah. Short show unless you have any questions or any other things that are happening. I can complain about Joel a little more. That is always a good topic of discussion. It's very hot today. It's interesting. There was kind of a heat wave. I don't know. Topic about Devil Joe. Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's my story about Devil Joe. So I did pop in Monster Hunter Thursday night. After the patch went live to see kind of what's up. And I didn't know how he was going to be there. And it just said, oh, do investigations or expeditions to find him. I'm like, okay, fine. So I did a 9-star investigation, a tempered Anjanath, and then he didn't show up there. I did an expedition. I didn't see him. I think I just fought a random Baroth for no reason. Didn't show up there. I looked up what I had to do. He's only, 6 or 7 star quests, which I really don't even have any interest to do. I wish he just had popped up on a quest, because then I would go fight him. But at this point, I don't even know if I care enough to go and figure it out. Because I just don't want... He's a roaming creature. I just don't give a shit. Let me fight him. I don't understand the idea of... If you're going to do something like that, at least have it be like the Pink Rathian where there's footsteps and you have to find a bunch of footsteps. Like that I can understand. But he's just going to randomly pop up? That's stupid. It's fucking annoying. I don't got time for it. I will one day, get the platinum in this game. I swear, hopefully. And I will get the Devil Gel. Maybe after they add another thing. Because one monster, I don't know. And especially not with Ni no Kuni. If Ni no Kuni was next week, sure, I'll go and hunt the Devil Joe a bunch of times. But I had Sea of Thieves to distract me, and Ni no Kuni. I didn't need to go into that. Now, I'm all but Devil Joe will be a filler thing. If there's nothing coming out for a week. Oh, let me pop into Monster Hunter and see what's happening. But until that changes, no Devil Joe for me. Nope. I have no further inquiries. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Merry Christmas. Go complain to Joel that his carpets are still filthy and that they should just, they need to come back another day and keep cleaning. There's just so much dirt and grime in his nasty floors. Sick man. All right. Do I have an ending slide for this? Oh, my mouse doesn't work. I mean, that's typical though. My mouse never works. I don't know why though. See, I wonder if it's an OBS. It just doesn't like mouses. Okay, yeah, complain to that guy. I mean, who does he get off? I can't. My mouse doesn't work. Making carpets. I mean, come on. How dirty is your carpet that you had to have someone like a professional person come and clean it? How come I can't move the mouse? It's insane. All right, goodbye.